Now is the time, this is the moment for me to share my love with you. So come on everybody, it's all about you. All about you. With Nnenna and Friends. It's all about you. It's all about you. With Nnenna and Friends. It's all about you. It's all about you. With Nnenna and Friends. Nnenna and Friends.
There comes a time when we hear a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying, and it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can go on pretending day by day that someone somehow will soon make a change. We are all a part of God's great big family, and the truth, love is all we need. We are the world, we are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice to make it. We're living our own lives. It's true, make a brighter day, just you and me. We are the world, we are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice to make it. Oh, it's living our own lives. It's true, make a brighter day, just you and me. Way down, there seems no hope at all. But if you just believe, there's nowhere we can fall. Well, let us realize that a change can only come when we stand together as one. We are the world, we are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice to make it. Oh, it's living our own lives. It's true, make a brighter day, just you and me. We are the world, we are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice to make it. Oh, it's living our own lives. It's true, make a brighter day, just you and me. Oh, it's true, make a brighter day, just you and me.
Wow, that was great. I'm so in love with the N-Stars already, the N-Stars band. It was a beautiful rendition of the song, We Are the World. Yes, friends, you truly are the future. A beautiful morning and welcome to the Nnenna and Friends TV show, where the passion for the African child is our priority. So, friends, tell me, how was first week of school?
It was fun, thank you.
It was great. So you want to share with me what happened? You had a lot to catch up with your friends, didn't you? So you want to tell me what happened?
The first day of school was awesome.
It was awesome.
It
Great.
was nice meeting new friends.
Nice.
And teachers.
And seeing your teachers as well. Who else wants to share with me? Demilade, you go.
School was great.
It was great.
I met a lot of friends. Talk about how we spent our holidays and so on.
And so on. So did you tell them how much fun you had during the holidays?
Yes.
You did. Great. Kodri, you want to say something too?
School was great.
It was great.
I had fun with my friends.
You had fun with your friends.
I met my uncle.
Your uncle?
Dorothy.
Oh, you missed him so much. So you got to see him. And he was great. Was he happy to see you as well?
Yes, ma.
That's fantastic. Now, who is ready to listen to my story today?
I am.
Are you sure?
Yes.
The title of my story today is The Tortoise and the Pit. So, let's dig in. Once upon a time, Tortoise told his wife he was going to do some sightseeing. His wife advised him to be careful and keep to the main roads because the rains that fell recently had made the ground so slippery. Many animals had been injured due to this. The tortoise promised to keep this in mind. As he was walking, the sun became very hot, and Tortoise completely forgot what his wife told him. He decided to get a shade and take a cool breeze by the bush side. Unfortunately, he stepped on a very slippery soil and lost his balance. He found himself falling into a deep ditch. He landed at the bottom with a loud crash and cried, "Oh! Oh, my body! I ache all over. What just happened?" And after a while, he got up and started to climb out of the ditch. But this proved very difficult. The tortoise said, "I must get out of here. I must get out of here." But the walls of the ditch were too soggy and slippery for him to get a grip on it. Every time he tried to grab, the soil crumbled and he fell back down again. After trying so many times without any success, the tortoise said to himself, "This isn't working. I have to find a way out of here." And then he decided to shout for help. He yelled at the top of his voice, "Help! Somebody help! Is anybody there? Help! I'm stranded! Somebody help me!" He called out as loud as he could. But nobody heard the tortoise. Oh, my life. Oh, my life. What is to become of me? What is to become of my life? He thought aloud. This isolation and frustration made the tortoise sad and reflective. And then he started to think about his past adventures. Oh yes, I've had some very interesting escapades in my time, he said to himself. Then he remembered all the tricks he had pulled and thought to himself, "I have been very mischievous." And he began to regret his mistakes. And you know, it is said that a tortoise is a very, very cunning animal. You know that? "I promise I'll no longer be mischievous. I promise not to be deceitful ever again. I promise not to trick anyone out of their belongings ever again." He began to cry. He cried and cried and cried and kept making promises to be of better behavior. Until his wife and his friend, the hare, who had been looking for him, found him in the ditch. "Oh yes, Tortoise, is that you? Tortoise, is that you?" his wife screamed. And he responded, "Oh yes, it's me. Yes, thank goodness. I'm safe again," the tortoise replied happily. The tortoise shouted at them, "Now, you up there, don't waste time. Get me out of here this minute." And then the hare replied to him, "Take it easy, my friend. Take it easy, my friend. We need to first find a very long rope to help you out of there." The tortoise retorted, "I want you to get me out of here now. Why are you still arguing when you should be getting me out of here?" He commanded. He shouted at the hare and his wife. The tortoise promised to hurt himself if they didn't do something on time. His wife became very upset and she began to cry. "Ho, ho, ho, my husband. Ho, 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 my husband." The hare said to her, "Don't cry, my dear. Don't let his threats worry you. That's the way he is. He needs to learn to be patient." The hare was confident that this was the time and place to teach the tortoise a lesson. And then he managed to convince the tortoise's wife. "Listen, tortoise, I've had enough of your indecent and unreasonable outburst," the hare said to him. "We will not tolerate any more of your impatience. You can hurt yourself if you like," the hare said to him. The tortoise was shocked. He could not believe what was happening. Immediately, he replied, Wait, please, don't go. Please, don't go. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it." He continued, "I've learned my lessons. Please forgive me. I'll be patient. I'm sorry, please. Please go find a rope. Help me out of here," he cried. So the hare took pity on him and accepted his apology. He found a good rope and got the tortoise out of the ditch. He thanked the hare and his wife. From that day on, the tortoise learned to be patient. So, have you enjoyed my story?
Yes, we did.
You did. So, you want to tell me what you've learned? But before then, the phone lines are open, friends. You can phone in and, of course, share the moral of the story with us. My friends, tell me, what have you learned from the story? Dimladi, you go.
I learned that you should have a very good behavior.
You should have a very good behavior. You should be polite to people. You shouldn't command people, okay?
Yes.
Great. Who else? Phrase.
I learned to always pay attention to good advice.
It is very, very good to be obedient. That's great. Another person? Aneta?
I've learned that patience is a good virtue.
Yes, it is a good virtue. Yes. Patience is a good virtue. Fantastic. Who else? Mercy? Mercy?
I learned that we should be patient.
We should be patient. Great, we have to be patient. We can't get things done in a hurry. You should take it one step at a time. Michael?
I learned that we should listen to others.
We should listen to others. That's great. Fantastic. That's fantastic. That's great. I'm so glad you all have enjoyed the story. When we come back after this break, I've got more for you. Don't you touch the dial, friends.
Hope is the thing that keeps us going. Hope is a poem without any words. Hope is what follows us every day. Hope is the light that sparks our eyes. Hope that it will all get better. Hope that you will find love. Hope that people will be kind. Hope that you will stay alive. Hope is the strongest thing of all. Hope will not allow us to fall. Hope will rise against anything. Hope is like a fairy ring. Hope never stops. Hope is always there. Without it, we'll be lost. Without it, we would not care.
Nnenna Friends.
Understand that you are to give birth to the Savior of the world, and he shall be named Christ.
But how? How can this be possible? I'm still a virgin. I'm not even married. How?
What do you understand, and what don't you understand? The Holy Spirit shall conceive inside you. There the child abides.
But how?
I come in the name of God Almighty. The Savior has been born. Rise up. Go and see for yourself.
Wow, that's the most beautiful stuff I've ever seen.
I think we should obey the Lord by going to see the newborn king. Let's go in.
Mary dear, please wait for me here. I want to find a suitable place for us to spend the night.
Welcome, Joe. Have you found a suitable place for us to spend the night?
No, I didn't find, but I found a stable where we could spend the night. It is not too far from here. Come on, let's start going.
Was born on Christmas Day, and man will live forevermore because of Christmas.
Hail our new King! We have come to worship him.
A star above. We saw and you have never seen anything like it.
We are here to show our kindness gift to this baby.
I spent my last Christmas holiday in my house and I enjoyed. I ate jollof rice and chicken with and I drank mineral. My dad bought so many things for me. Example, like he bought cookies for us, he bought ice cream and minerals. I enjoyed my last Christmas holiday and I'm happy to resume.
After the vacation, it was my birthday, so we went to a fast food restaurant. We ate food, we drank drinks, we now came back. The next following day, we went to on a family trip to Papa Amusement Park. We rode horses, played games, ate food, drank drinks, we now came back. It was an enjoyable day for me.
When I came home, my mom bought me clothes. She made jollof rice, and then we went for birthday parties. They gave me a lot of gifts.
After vacation, I spent my last holiday in my village, Enugu State. I saw my cousins. After vacation, I spent my last holiday in my village, Enugu State. I saw my cousins and I visited my grandmother and my grandfather. And I made new friends, which I am happy about.
I did not go anywhere for my holiday. My cousins came to visit me. We played and had fun. After that, we ate fried rice and jollof rice, and we had fun together and we are playing. And I am happy to be back in school. I spent my last holiday playing with my toys.
Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream from ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream from ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream from ice cream.
Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream from ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, you scream. Ice cream, you scream, you all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, you all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, you all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, you all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream.
Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream.
Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream.
Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream.
Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you.
You scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Yes, I think I did that. If you know you have what it takes to beat me to this tongue twister game, give me a call. Call the number on your TV screen and let's settle this once and for all. Now, today, I have a special guest in the house today. My guest today was raised by a single mom. He had to hawk on the street of Lagos. He had to hawk shoes and clothes on the street of Lagos just for survival. But despite all those challenges, his dream did not dwindle. It kept pushing him forward until he was nominated as a United Nations ambassador. In 2002, he led the Nigerian children delegation to a special session on children in New York. Today, my guest is a renowned motivational speaker. Friends, let's welcome Dayo Israel.
Thank you so much. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. I can go on.
You did well. You did well. A round of applause for you. You did great. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
Your profile is so rich and inspiring.
Ice cream, you man.
That's great. But you know what? I have a video of you like many years ago.
I hope it's not embarrassing.
I wouldn't say embarrassing. I would say it's very, very inspiring and motivational. Let's take a look at that, friends. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Q&A. Joining us now from the UN is Carol Bellamy. She's the Executive Director of UNICEF. And also joining us, two delegates from the summit, Amina Glavas, a 17-year-old delegate from Denmark, and Temidayo Israel Abdullahi. He's 16 years old and from Nigeria. I'd like to get Temidayo in on this as well. What's been your message?
Excuse me. My message to the world leaders is that I just want the world leaders to appreciate children, to know that children are more important in a country. If you need good governance, if you involve children, you're going to have good governance. You're going to have a country full of stability, full of peace. Children have the message of peace in their heart. When you involve children in everything you do, everything will work well. And I'd like the world leaders to consider children participation, to consider having a World Children's Parliament, having children's parliament in every country so that the voice of children can be heard. I'm looking forward to the day when we have children's parliament everywhere and the United Nations of Children. When any country that wants to take a decision will say, oh, I've gone to the House of the Lords, then let me now go to the House of Children, like the UK.
How do you feel watching that? That was amazing.
We thank God.
At that young age, such heavy message.
The part of that I don't usually like a lot is and everything will work well, you know. So my English was still a rudimentary English at that time.
It doesn't matter. What matters is what you carry.
Absolutely.
It was heavy.
And you know, one thing I liked there was also the consistency. You see, I've always worn a cap.
Of course, yes. I didn't think you changed much. You didn't change much.
Yeah, just a bit more
chubby.
meat and all
yeah, that's great.
Pepe has rested.
Exactly, that's the word. Now tell me, I'm sure my friends are curious, really. They want to meet you. Tell us more about you. How did it start for you? And how old were you, you know, in that video we just watched?
Wow, okay. So my name is Dayo Israel. I'm excited to be here on Nnenna Friends with Yinka.
Thank you.
And keep watching wapTV, by the way. I grew up in Ebutemeta. In particular, I was born around 58 Jeba Street, Ebutemeta, Lagos. That was on the last floor of a two-story building. And we started there. And then, no, I wasn't born there. I was raised there. So I was born with my father, and all that. I grew up in a farm at a time in Dow South Poultry Farm. My father used to be a farmer in Ogun State. He started his farm around time Obasanjo started the Obasanjo farm, Nigeria. And then I grew up a lot around my grandmother, and so we grew up in the Butemeta, and then from there we stayed in Kano Street. So a lot of people were in our area. It was the average family, it was the average environment, or maybe lower than average as a matter of fact, because there were very few people that were successful in our environment. There were a lot of poor people. There were lots of bus conductors and bus drivers. As a matter of fact, the first thing you see here was a potential agbero, because you know, sometimes you become what you see. And so all I saw in my environment was Danfo driver collecting fiber color shandy from buses that were going out to W, from buses were going to Adeniji Eko, Dumota Eko. So usually they will come from Oyingbo and they will take Kano Street and turn by Osholake Street.
Wow.
Which was where I grew up. And all that, and then go to Abeokuta Street to Third Mainland Bridge, Adeniji and back. So that was a career that was visible, but I wanted to create a different future for myself. Luckily, my mother exposed us and also private school, because the point is, your background must not keep your back on the ground. And also, your environment might present you something. You have to find a way to present yourself a different narrative. So even though we were a bit broke at that time, and our environment presented a different narrative for us, but we understood who we were, that our being in Ebutemeta was circumstantial, we were made for more. So my mother insisted that we're going to get education, and we're going to be successful, that our education must be a priority. I don't watch football today. Now I have a like and an interest for it, but I'm not a pro as I would love to be, because I never got up, to watch football. My mother was always about books. So today I can finish 3 books in a day.
Wow,
I've read. Okay, so some days ago the book from Trump about Trump, Fire and Fury, came out. It was a 396-page book. It came out in the night. By the next afternoon, I had reached the 100-page.
Wow.
I went on that. I was reading another book. I put that aside because my mother had always said, "In one magic in Toshi," and I will not let your father's family blame me that I didn't raise you well. So there was a lot of emphasis on us getting a good education.
Wow.
And the point was, that was the best gift she could ever have given to us, because education now becomes a substrum to a lot of things. It creates a platform. We've been able to build on it, and now I have a foundation in international business and finance. I did some course on that during my foundation. I have a first degree in law. I have a master's in international relations, all from London Metropolitan University.
Wow.
And people never believed that could happen. We grew up in Ebutemeta.
Yes.
Of course, my father was a very successful man.
Yes.
He was a group captain in the Air Force. He was a well-to-do man. He had a private school, he had a bakery, he had a major farm. But of course, African families, he died, nothing came to us.
Nothing came to you.
And all of those things. So, people didn't believe that we actually were going to become anything. But thank God for my mother's prayers and tenacity to raise us to become something. And that's why I celebrate women a lot, to become something. And so, but in the midst of that also, we also chose a different path. So my mother wanted us to go to university, study law, become successful, have lands and houses. But our paths were different. My mother wanted me to study marine law, land law. But I wanted to do constitutional law. I wanted to be a human rights lawyer. I wanted to do civil society work, an NGO work. And that's what, we ended up focusing on. At that time, my mother used to beat me because I was doing NGO work. But that NGO work has taken me to almost 40 countries now.
I know, you're doing well for yourself.
To the glory of God. That same work of international development has brought me before the Queen of England. It brought me with Nelson Mandela.
I was going to talk about that.
And all of that. And so it's also important that even as you want your children to have an education, I was talking to a parent last week, and I said, yes, it's good that your child gets a good education, but don't focus a lot on them sitting down and solving maths and physics and all of that. Focus on them actually finding their talent. Exactly. I have a degree, I have a master's, but that's not what has opened doors to the glory of God for nations. It's the passion, the talent, and the gift.
Exactly, inherent.
Because the gift of a man makes room for him and bring him before great men. It's scriptural, and the scripture of God can never be broken.
Wow, wow, you are definitely a motivational speaker. Thank you. Now, have you always seen yourself as a public speaker, or it just happened and you just decided to make the best of it?
I never set out to be a public speaker, but today I'm a professional public speaker. I get paid for speaking. If there's any job that I actually do, I get paid for, or I like to get paid for, it's public speaking. Most of what I do, they're charitable, they're humanitarian. I do it for the world. Okay. I set out to be a change maker.
Okay.
To be a community influencer.
Okay.
I wanted to change the world. I started my charity when I was about 1999. I started the Action Against Violation of Human and Children's Rights in 1997-98. I was part of CLO, I was part of CDHR. That led me to going to the UN in 2001, which led me to go on on CNN. And the result of that was that people now started inviting me to come and speak about the issues that I care about. For example, the Child Rights Act, I was part of the people that turned the bill into law, that moved for that. I was part of the National Working Group on Juvenile Justice Administration in Nigeria. So we're having the Nigerian Movement for Children meetings across Delta, Imo State, traveling across the country. It was far back 2002. And people invite me then to come, and so I'll go to UNICEF forum, I'll go to UN meetings. This was in New York, the interview we just watched, and I got dragged to come and speak. There were 300 children, over 300, from all over the world, you know, and I was chosen to come and represent
Nigeria.
Africa.
Africa.
Not just Nigeria, the black race. So we had only, on the CNN interview, you know, they had the black and the white, and I was chosen as to represent all the, you know, African descent. On that interview, I met with Mandela in that meeting. I did a lot. From there, I went to the World Water Forum in Japan, and then I was speaking. In 2002, I was speaking at the Sandton Convention Center during the UN World Summit of Sustainable Development in South Africa, August 2002. I chaired the only children's side event there.
Wow.
The World Water Forum, I chaired the World Children Press Conference.
Do we have a caller? Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Am I speaking with Nnenna?
Yes, you are. How are you doing today? How's Niger?
I'm fine. It's my daughter that wants to speak with you, please.
Okay. Hello? Hello?
Hello, Auntie Nnenna.
Hey, baby. How are you doing, darling? How are you this morning?
I'm fine.
Are you great?
Yes.
Now, you want to try my tongue twister game? You want to try it? What's your name? What's your name?
Glory.
Glory. Glory. That's a beautiful name for a princess. Now, do you have a question for my guest today, Glory? Hello. Hello, Glory.
I think we lost that.
Yeah, we lost that call. Yes, we did.
And so I was about Glory's age, actually, when I started getting interested in reading a lot. And all of that. So if you are Glory and all the glories around here watching the show, I want you to believe that there's a purpose why God created you.
Exactly.
And no matter how young you are, you are gifted with a talent. You're gifted with a seed. And there's something special about you.
Exactly.
I started doing charity work from when I was 8. And I realized that I was not too young to make a difference, in the world, even though I was 8 years old. So I'm saying to you, all the young people who are watching here, that there's a purpose inside of you, there's a seed inside of you, and you have the capacity to achieve them.
Exactly.
When I was doing what I was doing, I didn't have an idea that it was going to lead into something like this. So you have to start early. Don't look down on yourself. Don't think that you're young. You need to start early. You need to begin to find your talent. Parent, if you see your children singing in the bedroom, I said
encourage them.
Encourage them, because you never know, maybe there's a Grammy behind that boy.
Exactly.
You understand? There are a lot of things that our parents did when they were growing up because of ignorance. You know, they see a child talking a lot and like, shut up, you talk too much. Dude, that gift is probably, you know, a talent that is going to be a future motivational speaker paid in thousands of dollars for 30 minutes. Bill Clinton charges $1 million. Sometime the lowest he has ever charged is $500,000 for an hour speech, 1 hour speech, $1 million. I know Richard Branson charges about $500,000 for 1 hour speech, and that guy is talking. Please don't shut him up.
Encourage your children's talents, basically. I have a short video. When we come back after this break, I am still with my guest. Don't you touch the dial.
I was in Buckingham Palace one day. I went to see the Queen. Pastor Matthew Ashimalo was coming out. Saw me doing my laces. He looked at me because he knew me to be his son's classmate. That young boy that was always running around saying he has a dream. He looked at me and the first word he said was, "What are you doing here? I want to pray for you, all you children." Can you say amen? I want to pray for you that where everybody thought you can never get to, you will exceed their imagination. Your amen has polio. I said you will exceed their imagination.
Amen.
You are going to go higher.
Amen.
You are going to be a star. Nothing can stop you. Thank you and God bless you.
You remember that video, didn't you?
Yeah.
That was you at Nnenna Friends show.
You're putting me on the spot today.
It was great. The children had great fun.
I had a great time being in their midst. Well, and I look forward to the next one.
Now, I know you do a lot of give backs, you know, to the society, and I've attended one of your forums. So, what prompted that initiative?
Because why I'm here is because of what I've been doing to the community. Me going on CNN, me going to New York, me going to Joburg was because of what I've been giving to my community. So I'm actually not giving back. I've been given from childhood. I've never stopped giving.
We have a caller. Hello, Sade. Oh, we lost that?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you.
And how is Osun State?
Very fine, thank you. I'm
Great.
enjoying your show.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I have a question for Mr. Dayo.
Go ahead, please.
I want to ask, what was the major challenge you faced while growing up? I'm sure you had friends then that discouraged you. And when you told them about what you want to become. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Okay, so when they were talking, like, how did you feel, and what was the major discouragement?
I felt a lot of discouragement, but for me, let me tell you what kind of person I am. Discouragement is part of I prepare for discouragement. The Yoruba will say, exactly. It means that if somebody doesn't want you to be full, you cook their own as part of the meal. So from childhood as well, that was a mindset I had. I've seen the scripture. I saw the story of David. He had faced so much challenges growing up from his friend. They didn't even remember him when they were picking up his brothers.
Exactly.
So those things have prepared my mind. And that's what forms how I think. As a matter of fact, let me tell you two stories. I went to my pastor's wife and I said, "Mommy, I want to go and study in England." This was 1999, 2000. "Can you give me £15 to pay for my UCAS form at British Council?"
I know the story.
And then when I told her, she said, "Tell your mother to come and see me." My mother went to see her. She told my mom, "Talk to your son. He's over-ambitious. He wants to go and study in England. How is he going to pay his fees? Is he his kind that go and study abroad?" Excuse me. "Okay, I'll give you £15. The school fees, how would you pay it?" But I knew that it was possible. I continued doing my advocacy. I continued doing my work. One way or the other, I traveled to London. After that, I got an internship. From there, I got admission. From there, I got scholarship 4 years later. I started studying. She came for an event in 2004 in London. I went to the front row to see her, and I knelt down before her. "Mommy, God bless you, ma." And she looked down to look at my face. I looked up. The first thing she said was, "Bawo lo se debi?"
Can you imagine?
In other words,
how
did you get here? And I just said, "It is God, ma." You know, and then we bless God and all that. You know, a few years after, the woman even gave me money, gave me a check one day. She gave me Mommy Gio to London. And, you know, I saw me, I said, Israel, how you doing? And then, you know, so I just want to, you know, contribute to the work that you are doing and all of that. But I never let the opinions of others become my reality. And I don't hold offense.
But, you know, you were so young. I don't know, but obviously God had something in stock for you. And you realized it at a very, very early age.
Absolutely.
Now, please, I want you to give a little piece of advice to the children out there.
My stories are very simple, or my message is very simple. That you were born with greatness. Every individual. It says we have this treasure in earthen vessel. You might not look like it. You might not smell like it. But you're never too young to be great. I'm in my early 30s, and to the glory of God, the things I've done, to the glory of God, I'm more than what some 50 years or 60 years old have done. Exactly. I don't count this to be my own success, but the grace of God. So I'm encouraging you children to believe in yourself.
Hello, Rita.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm fine.
Great. So you have a question for my guest?
Yes, I have a question.
Okay.
Go ahead, Rita.
Okay, my question is that I want to ask you, since your background we are very poor and you're able to make it to the top, like me, I have a similar vision, but seeing that my background, although I don't believe that your background will put your back on the ground, but when you want to do it, you do. Nobody is there to support you. At that situation, what will you do?
Nobody was there for me, but I took steps of faith. At the age of 12, I went to somebody and said, I want to sit for JAMB. I went to a few people. Out of them, one person gave me money to do JAMB. My first JAMB attempt was, I think I was about the age of 12, 13. At the age of about 14, I was going to a program at the UN in Swaziland. My mother, I'd never had a passport. I went to somebody, a few people, one of them responded to me after prayers and fasting. So you have to believe in God and take the step of faith. People are not going to offer things to you. You have to go for it. You have to fight for it. You have to show that you're serious. You have to dream big. You have to change your environment and your mindset. You have to think outside the box, and it's possible. Anyway, you can get some of my products and my CDs, videos on YouTube or my website, dayoisrael.com. So you get some messages that will inspire you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. You've been very, very educating, inspirational, motivational. I don't know what to say. I'm so glad, and thank you for coming. But you won't go empty-handed. I have a special gift for you. It's a beautiful book with my picture on that.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nnenna Friends.
Thank you very much
Thank
for coming.
you so much. I really love this.
All the best. And then, don't worry, our next show, you definitely will be coming to speak to the children again.
By God's grace. My wife is going to love this. She loves tea a lot.
That's great. So my regards to her.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
Thank
All
you
right,
so
friends, we'll be right back after this break. Don't you touch the dial. And my friends is leaving as well. My guest.
Bye.
Super C, sprinkle swag on it like suya pepper. Yeah, we like your dress code and all your little meta-metas. That's why I throw away salute like a mopo and hold you extra tight when you're ready to take that photo. So sick, yes, boss. YQ, yeah, and EJ, yeah.
When I see you walking by a holla, hey yo. When you came out of the ride, I holla, hey whoa. And baby, you, they make me mellow. I couldn't take it anymore, so I say hello. You got me confused with the way you look. You're the type that's gonna make Ferrari go on my move. Yeah, I wanna know the designer we design, the clothes that you're wearing. I'm staring. If you wear Ankara or you roll on Baba, you still gonna be looking so good. I'm feeling on your dress code, your dress code. I know the clothes you wear, and I like the way you smell. Your dress code, your dress code. I would like to be your friend and fuck I wanna be your dress code, dress code, dress code. I'm feeling on your dress code, your dress code. Hello, little mama, girl, you looking so fly tonight. Looking so fly tonight. Must be that sexy little dress you got on, and it fits alright. See, you ain't got to stress with the Gucci and the Prada, Chanel or Louis Vuitton, baby, get you hotter. Whether or not Jesus skirt, now you carry first. Gotta let you know I didn't feel you. If you wear Ankara.
Anytime you
It's
need
all about
you.
you. With Nnenna and Friends.
On the 3rd of September 2014, my friends and I set out on an educative summer trip to Paris. I must tell you, it was one trip we all had been looking forward to, and the children were eager to explore the city of love, Paris. It was a long wait at the Murtala Mohammed Airport. Alas, we boarded the plane and off we flew to Paris. On arriving in Paris, we checked into a hotel, Adagio Apart Hotel, Poissy in Paris. So come on everybody,
It's all about you.
all about you.
With Nnenna and Friends.
When you are in trouble, I'll be
It's all about you.
trouble, yeah, yeah.
With Nnenna and Friends.
Come on. Though we were tired from our trip, that didn't stop us from exploring the beautiful scenery of Paris. So come on everybody,
It's all about you.
all about you.
With Nnenna and Friends.
When you are in trouble, I'll be
It's all about you.
trouble, yeah, yeah.
With Nnenna and Friends.
Come on, anytime you
It's
need
all about
you.
With Nnenna and Friends.
Our first stop was at the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower is an iron lattice tower located on the Champ de Mars in Paris, named after the engineer Gustave Eiffel. It was erected in 1889 as the entrance act to the 1889 World's Fair. It has become both a global cultural icon of France and one of the most recognizable structures in the world. The tower is the tallest structure in Paris and the most visited paid monuments in the world. The children were awed by its magnificent beauty. Guess what? It was fun all the way. We also had a jolly ride. Enjoy! So come on everybody,
It's all about you.
all about you.
With Nnenna and Friends.
When you are in trouble, I'll be
It's all about you.
trouble, yeah, yeah.
With Nnenna and Friends.
Come on, anytime you
It's
need
all about you.
you.
With Nnenna and Friends.
Let's talk about your joy and pain.
It's all about you. With Nnenna and Friends.
Music and fashion.
It's all about you. With Nnenna and Friends.
Singing and dancing.
It's all about you.
All about you.
Nnenna and Friends.
Today on our math class, how do you make 7 an even number?
Answer. Very simple. By removing letter S.
That was very hilarious. Wow. Thank you very much, friends, for hanging out with me today. It's been a fun-filled and, of course, an educating hour with you. I won't trade it for anything. Another Saturday is just around the corner. Don't you forget to tune in. Before I go, I'll leave you with this advice. Study hard in what little time you can cobble together. And don't give up on your dreams. See you next week. Bye-bye.
It's all about you. with Nnenna and Friends. Who says you're not beautiful? Who says you're not perfect? Who says you're not wonderful? The only one of you. Who says you're not beautiful? Oh yeah. Who says you're not perfect? Who says you're not wonderful? The only one of you.
Who says you're not a champion? Who says you're not a star? You're the only one of you.